Morning all, 30th of July, and another day in my daily diary of looking after my wife with Parkinson's and dementia. Yesterday was actually a good day. Good day all round. I mean, Angie got up, I got Angie up about 10 o'clock in the morning. Got her washed and dressed. The only thing she did, she wanted to sit on the toilet again for a while without doing anything. So anyway, I managed to get her washed and dressed, and then a breakfast. Give her a usual fruit and a mixed bit of porridge, which she had started to eat some of it, but couldn't finish it. Well, she couldn't carry on with it, so I ended up standing by her feeding her with it all. But she cleared the plate, eventually, so that was good. Then got her got ready, and because my brother was coming over with his missus, so they got here, I don't know, 12, half 12, something like that. It was good to see him, like I said, because I've not seen him for, well, since my mum's 80th birthday, which is like years ago. So I think it's about 6 years, I think. We were trying to work it out last night. We're not quite sure how old she is. 86-ish, something like that. So she was getting on in life when she had me, because remember, I'm only 29. So and now Tony's 2 years younger than me. So yeah, they'd stayed over in Blackpool last night, because they travelled up from Worcester, you see. So they stayed over in a hotel in Blackpool last night, and then came here. We had an hour or so here while they, had a look around the place, because they've not been up here before. And then we went to into Cleveland's onto the promenade, the cafe on the promenade, which I usually go on a Monday or straight after the gym. We had a coffee over there, and then a nice long walk along the front. Pushed Angie in, chatting while we were walking. So Tony's Mrs. Maria, she'd made and knitted Angie a couple of like throws, not just basic thing, but really nice, like one for the bed, and one I thought, well, I'll use that for when Angie's in a wheelchair. So when we got on the front yesterday, the wind was blowing a bit, so I used it, put it round her legs, put a usual one round her shoulders that I have for her, and then put the other one round it, so it fit just nice and it feels nice. So yeah, I got the thumbs up off Angie when I spoke to her about it later on. Yeah, so then we just had a bit of a drive round, show them around the place, and then drove past the 2-bedroom bungalow that my mind keeps going back to. I had a look at that, which, to be honest, I've got online, I've booked a second viewing on that one, and I'm going to go and do that without Angie. So I'm hoping they might phone me this morning and try and get it in this afternoon, or tomorrow, shall I say, when Angie's in the day centre again tomorrow. So I'll try and get a viewing booked in for tomorrow. Go and have a look, and like I said, take my tape measure around with me. So we had a drive around, then we just came back here. And Maria had actually baked a coffee and walnut cake for us. So we sat out in the garden yesterday, because it ended up lovely yesterday afternoon, really nice. We sat out in the garden having coffee and walnut cake, a bloody big slice as well. I had to feed Angie's hers, she couldn't eat it, so but I fed it all to Angie first, and then she was doing a lot of the eyes closed thing again by that time. She did early on when Tony and Maria first arrived. She had her eyes closed. Right, Angie, come and open your eyes. So she opened her eyes, and then she kept them open. She had a big smile on her face when she seen Tony, and she kept them open on and off most of the day. But then once we got back here, sat outside, they was closed most of the time. Sat with Maria, she kept squeezing Maria's hand, so yeah, and then she got really fidgety. My neck was hurting, and she weren't comfortable, and she wouldn't sit up proper. She just got that restless thing about her again. So anyway, when they was going, we came in and sat down, we're seeing them off, and then I cleared up and got her washed, and jam was on. And then she was just very, very tired all evening. She just lay there doing her hair twizzling thing, but wasn't really restless. Her legs weren't going much, you know, so yeah, she was just a tiredness about her all evening. What time is it? She said at about 9:30. I'd only just sort of finished and sat down, had my shower and sat down. What time is it? And I said 9:30. She said to me, are you going to bed yet? He said to me, I said, no, not yet. Are you going to bed? She said, I will do. In fact, in 5 minutes, she said. Anyways, I asked her about 10 o'clock. She said, 5 minutes. And then about 10:15. I said, you going to bed now? She said, yeah. So got her up and got her out of her woolly pyjamas, what she sits around in, and just put like a nightie on top, and got her in bed. Restless for about half an hour. Not overly restless. Her legs weren't extremely bad, but she was still fidgety and going on for about half an hour, and then she'd gone. I slightly nodded on the couch, but I was in bed myself. Must be 11:15, something like that. And again, another uneventful night. Again, just woke up a couple of times, checking she was all right, and she hardly moved, still on her back. So didn't really do much with the covers. One time her feet were out and I could see her struggling as though she was trying to cover her feet up. So I just got sat up and covered her feet up. I didn't have to get out of bed again. So fingers crossed, we might get a decent run of a uneventful night's sleep. So I got up this morning. It's about 7 o'clock, I think it was, or 5 to something like that, around the 7 o'clock mark, and then had my breakfast and give her the tablets at 8, but she was well away by then. But since then, she's been a bit restless. It's having to wake her up thing again. So anyway, I've just been and checked on her before I started this. And she's just doing a lot of like groaning and moaning and humming. And knees were up to her chest, which she does a lot, and sort of rocks side to side with it, but nothing overly. So yeah, we've got the cleaner coming again today, Wednesdays, the usual stuff, and then the outreach workers coming 2 till 5, and I'll get off and do some shopping and go and get myself a coffee in Cleveland somewhere, just have a half an hour, 3/4 an hour to myself. It's raining here though, it's just started raining, so I don't know if it clears up, it clears up. If it doesn't matter, I'll still get out, go and take my time, go and get my shopping done first, and then go and have a coffee and a bit of a break this afternoon. Yeah, and then look forward to tomorrow. And again, Angie's going to day centre, so I'm going to inquire at the day centre first whether they do any sort of. I did have a list of respite places. Well, that's how I ended up with this, Warren Manor where we are now. So I might just inquire there first if they do these, the respite thing where I can put Angie in for, for a few days or something like that. But I've got a feeling they don't. I think it's mainly just like a care centre, a daycare centre. But anyway, if not, I'll speak to Heidi, my adult social care worker. She phoned yesterday. Everything all right? Did the equipment turn up? Which I said, yeah. I said, and the OT women are coming Friday morning, supposedly to show me how it all works. But Heidi said they've got two agencies that can come and do Angie's, get her up, washed and dressed, but one could only do, was it 9 o'clock or 9:30, and the other one could do any time. So I said, well, the 9 o'clock and 9:30 is too early. It's got to be sort of 10 o'clock or a bit later. But again, not too later, because if you get her up at 10:30, 11 o'clock, then she's going to miss her breakfast. So she's getting in touch with her and telling them like 10 o'clock, so they're allowed 45 minutes, yeah, but it's usually about half an hour, because they've then got to allow a bit of travelling time for the next one where they go to. So yeah, so she said, when do you want them to start? So I said, this was yesterday. So I said, well, as soon as possible. She said, well, what about tomorrow? And I went, oh no, tomorrow's too soon. And I bet he thought, well, you've just said as soon as possible. Oh no, I realised afterwards what I'd said. So anyway, so they come in Friday. She's booking them in for Friday. She said, you'd probably get a phone call off them before then, just to, make sure and have a chat with you first. So yeah, Friday morning's the first time somebody will be coming in and getting Angie up, washed and dressed for me. And then it'll be every Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday, from now on. Yeah, so things are looking up again now. I got a call off the volunteer sitter service, because obviously I had to cancel Lynn because she was coming Thursdays, 1 till 3 was it? Yeah. Lovely lady, and considering they do it voluntarily, it's really good. But I said, well, she's going to day centre now on a Thursday, so I didn't want to book them to come in on a Tuesday, because if anything, I like to keep like Tuesdays as like a free day for us, where we could go out, for a full day or something, or like yesterday, and our kid come up, what day is best for us to come? So when we organise, so well, Mondays and Thursdays at the day centre, Wednesdays we've got the Friday we meet Marilyn, Angie's sister, so really it's only Tuesday. So I want to keep Tuesday free, for things like that, or like I said, we can just go out for the day. So that was the only other day really that was available for this volunteer sitter to come, Lynn. So when the woman who runs it, Rachel, will speak, I explained to her. So I said, don't strike me off yet. I'm not falling for that one. I said, give me a few weeks, just in case something goes wrong and Angie decides she doesn't want to go on a Thursday or anything. So don't write me off yet. I'll keep in touch with you. So she said, all right, well, I'll ring you then in 2 or 3 weeks. So I just said, well, make it 3 or 4 weeks. Thought I'll do it that way. Because, well, you never know. And I don't want to get taken out of anybody's system anymore. I'm going to try and stay in every system I can for as long as I can. So yeah, today, like I said, I'm going to get Angie up at about 10 o'clock. I'll go and make a breakfast now and get her up at 10. And let's hope for another good day. Yeah, because you like I say, it was a positive day for her yesterday. And I think it's basically because you got, straight, different faces around and different people, and, rather than just my same old face, the same old do this, do that type of thing. And I think then she falls into the relaxed, comfy mood, and then that's when she's eyes closed and I have to sort of prompt her to do stuff. So yeah, so the more I can keep, more things I can keep going, not just me, the better, it seems. So yeah, okay, so yeah, positive day yesterday and a positive day today. So, and a bit of an upbeat message off me today. So again, yeah, please, as usual, a bit sick of hearing me saying it, but I have to keep saying it because I think it's working. Please press your like button, like all these videos for me, follow me, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and share them. Just share them as many people as you possibly can. Getting loads of messages back, from people. Even got one, I'd been getting one for last week or so, and it turns out this person works in the barbers local to where I live, so that's what you never know. One day I might walk in and get my hair cut with you. So yeah, but it just shows that people are coming across my videos either because they're coming across them or they're being sent them, or so I just think it's informative for people, like today I haven't gone on about the Parkinson and dementia. I've just gone on about it from my point of view, from a carer's point of view, and that's that's what I'm trying to do. So my point of view, educate people about Parkinson's and dementia, but hopefully more like educate people on how it affects carers. So yeah, please do all your likes and following and sharing, and I'll do another one tomorrow. So as usual, you take care now. Bye.